Hello everyone, this is Cash Free Payments, and in this video, we'll be introducing you with the Cardless EMI component and how to include that in the checkout page. For that purpose, we'll be directly heading towards docs.cashfree.com, and under the Product Documentation tab, we'll be going to JS Component Integration v3. It comprises of several articles in which we'll be starting with Getting Started. Now, for the purpose of including any SDK from Cashfree, for example, the JS SDK in this situation, we'll just copy this one line and include it in the project file as I have included it here. Above this, it's a simple layout and some CSS, nothing else. Coming back to our documentation, this complete article is explained to you in great detail in another video, of which the link is added in the description below. Now we'll be seeing the available components. In this, as you can see in the table of contents, there are various components which we can add in our checkout page. Card component, UPI, wallet, net banking, pay later, cardless EMI. We'll be going to implement this. A sample JS code is present to you here, and you can simply copy this from this button and include it in the JS file of your project, like I have done here. This project only has two files, one HTML, which we have discussed right now, and the other JavaScript file. In the JavaScript file, we have, as we have already called the SDK in the HTML file, we have created one variable called cashfree and called a constructor which is available in the SDK, but yes, not visible to you. And here we can set the environment type, which is also called mode. There are two types of environment present. One is the sandbox and other is the production environment. Sandbox is a trial environment. Production is the live environment, which goes to your customers. In this, on line 5th, as you can see, there's a variable called CL, which we are assigning it to cashfree.create. And this create function takes two values. As you can see here, the first parameter is the name of the component. As we have seen in the documentation, this is one of the component, which is the cardless EMI. Let us say, for example, you wanted to include UPI. So for UPI, as you can see, there the parameter named is UPI collect. Heading back to our cardless EMI, there are four types of key values present to us, which we can use. As you can see, the first parameter of the create function is cardless EMI, which is our component, and the values which we want. These are just dummy values, which I have also used in this dummy project. This complete part is explained and the code is given in the getting started article. In short, this is nothing but we are just getting the element which has the ID of pay, which is right here. This will just implement a button which we will see in our project. And this is a cashfree.pay function which is included in the SDK itself, which will take three params. First one is the payment method, which we have set to cardless EMI here. The payment session ID, which will get generated automatically in the production environment. For the purpose of testing, what we can do is we can generate a dummy payment session ID, which we can find it is explained to us in the getting started. The fifth, initiate payment, get a sample payment session ID here. This was the code which I have used in my JS. And this is how we read any documentation. If we click here, we will get a sample session ID. You can reload it after 10 seconds to get a new payment ID. This is only available for the sandbox environment. Now, going back to our cardless EMI component, the other things will remain as it is. Now, heading towards our dummy project. Now, this is our project. We can click on the pay button. It will open a EMI website in which we have two options. You can go for either of the options, let us say for this, and click on pay now. Okay, this says account blocked. Okay, the reason for this is because I have used the same number and I have given wrong OTPs for which my account is now blocked. Nothing to worry. We'll just change one digit, let us say to 0, and save it again and head over to our project and reload it. Now, if we go to pay and follow the same procedure, okay, yeah, selecting the same option. So the transaction page would appear something like this. Entering any value for now, as it is just the sandbox environment and it is not live. Entering any OTP again, of which we have not received since the number is dummy. Okay, my account is again blocked, and if I click on OK, it will simulate me to a payment, successfully simulated page. And if I click on the confirm payment button, it redirects me to docs.cachery. Again, since it was a dummy project and I have used this sandbox environment, it was my return URL. You can also set it here, and when in the production environment, you can set it to your own merchant website. So that was all from our side. Thank you.